Today class, we will be learning about force. You will need a chair, a penny, and other objects such as pencil and paper. We will be learning to define force and illustrate force, indicating the magnitude and the direction of force acting on an object. For our first demo, we will be pushing a chair. So, this is indicating force, pushing or pulling on an object. Do anybody have any questions? Okay. Yes.
Okay, what if I roll a ball down a hill?
That is not pushing or pull. It's pushing on an object. Never mind. So, yeah, that is a type of force. Anything else?
No.
Okay, our second demo is dropping a penny. That is indicating force. So today we will do exercises to illustrate what you just learned. You'll be basically drawing or like making a chair in whichever way, on your paper and illustrating it, and you will illustrate how I dropped the penny. You have 2 minutes to do so. That's correct. Does anybody know what force means?
Push or pull
Pushing or pulling on what?
an object.
Correct. You have figured out how to define force in a easy manner. Next, we will be doing this activity that I printed today. So, the directions say the following scenarios describe an interaction. For each, draw an illustration of each that show all of the forces involved. Afterwards, calculate and solve for each scenario. The first question says, a force of 50 newtons acting upon a 15 kg block. What is the acceleration of the block? So first you will illustrate what the question just said. You have a minute to do so. Alright, so now I will show you how to solve this equation. Your formula is F equals ma. So this is force, mass, and acceleration. First, your force is always newtons. So put force, mass, and acceleration. Okay. How can you find you're missing your acceleration, so you will need to find acceleration. Except your formula shows you how to find force. So now you have to flip the formula in order to find acceleration. So please put A and put a question mark. Okay. Now you have two variables left to flip to make you find your A. So A equals question mark, F equals 50 newtons, and M equals 15 kilograms. So in order to flip this, you will have to, you can use this method, which is called the triangle method. Your F always goes at the top, and your M and your A goes at the bottom of the triangle. F you already have, and M you have. So this, the middle two means to multiply, and anything above there is dividing. So how do you flip this formula to make you find your A, which acceleration? Okay, that is incorrect. This is how you flip your formulas. Since I told you that this is to multiply and this one is to divide, you have your F and your M. So your F is always on top, remember? F and M. You divide F by M, which will give you A. So divide your F and your M to get your A. Okay. For the next question, it says a ball of a mass of 10 kg is accelerated upwards at 2 meters per second squared. What force is required? So, in this question, it already tells you that you're finding your force. And your formula is already written out clearly. F equals ma. So, all you have to do is find your m and your a, which is in the question. M is your 10 kg? Yep, 10 kilograms. And your A is your 2 meters per second squared. So, all you have to do is multiply 10 by 2, which is
20.
So, force is always in newtons, so it'll be 20 newtons. Now, illustrate what you just seen or read. Okay. Now, you have to answer your exit ticket questions. Why do we use force vectors? Well, a force vector is to find the calculation of what you just did. So, all you have to do is to be able to calculate the force, acceleration, and mass on an object. That is what a force vector is. What is the net force formula, and convert the formula to solve for each of the missing variables. So, you have to do the last question by yourself. Can you tell me what you learned today?
The force is push or pull on an object, and the formula to force, and what force vectors are.
Thank you. That is it for the lesson today.